They fight in wars and fly over farms, dusting crops. But this morning, drones are transforming into something new, sporting equipment. Carter Evans is at the California State Fair in Sacramento with the preview of the first U.S. National Drone Racing Championships. Carter, this is a boy's dream come true. Good morning.
Definitely my dream come true. Good morning. When the races get underway a little bit later today, this is going to be the first officially sanctioned event of its kind in the country. You're going to see more than 120 pilots from around the world racing packs of drones like these around this course at up to 80 miles per hour. Now, for the spectators, in order to keep it safe, there are going to be nets all around the grandstands here. But for the pilots, there is a whole lot at stake. The prize money, $25,000. When you hear about drones in the news, typically these are not what come to mind. The internet is swarming with videos like these, which were captured by drones piloted by a 34-year-old Spanish-born hobbyist who goes by the enigmatic name Sharpoo.
Did it feel that fast? I was doing it pretty fast.
He's arguably the most famous among this new breed of pilots, but hobby is rapidly turning into sport, and Sharpoo has some serious competition.
The guy to beat. Sharpoo is definitely the guy to beat.
24-year-old Zoe Stumbaugh has been building her own drones in a bedroom workshop for less than a year, but it wasn't her first passion.
Yeah, motorcycles are my thing. It was everything to me. Like being able to ride, it gave me this whole experience being outside of my body into the world and living. I really couldn't live without it.
But you had to.
But I had to.
A debilitating and painful medical condition confined her to a bed for 6 months and forced her to undergo 4 major surgeries. Her riding days were over.
I got really, really depressed. Like, I completely shut down. I didn't want to do anything with my friends. One of my friends suggested, go to the hobby shop, and I found this little ultra micro little quadcopter that fits in the palm of your hand, and I just fell in love with it the first flight. This little thing started this whole addiction. I'm ready to take off. Let's do this. Once I put the camera on it, you start doing FPV.
First-person view.
First-person view, yeah, FPV. It was really like riding a motorcycle. You were living in the world around you and no longer in a bed or sitting down or feeling hurt, depressed, whatever. Nothing else mattered when you had the goggles on. In a weird way, it was just what I needed.
Soon she was building bigger and more elaborate aircraft, and her videos on the internet developed a following. She even got sponsored by drone manufacturers.
And I just can't wait to get to the races and show off my skills.
Now she's off to the Nationals. Yes, drone racing has a championship. And Zoe is one of the top contenders.
This is Formula One in 3D. This is Formula One in the air.
Scott Refsland is race director for the first ever U.S. National Drone Racing Finals. He thinks this week's event marks the birth of a brand new sport.
I've already been approached by several people with very large checkbooks that are interested in this space, and so that's what this is all about.
I don't know that there is a certain thing that you go, well, once you've reached this, you're considered a sport. Yeah!
20 years ago, Ron Semio turned skateboarding into a legitimate sport when he created the X Games.
X Games rock, how's that?
That's great.
This started as a sport. It started as kids one-upping each other with tricks. I can do this, can you? And so with something like drone racing, it's naturally built in because it's navigating obstacles. Who can get from point A to point B the fastest and without wrecking?
But Semio says drone racing will need more than just drama to evolve into a professional sport. Big-time corporate sponsorship is the key to creating the full-time stars of tomorrow.
I've been approached over time by a lot of professional skateboarders that have said, thanks for creating the X Games, so now I don't have to work at the deli anymore. I can make a living doing something I love.
I'm working on a routine that, to my knowledge, no other pilot in the world is able to do, even the great Sharpoo.
If and when major sponsors get behind the game, there's no shortage of pilots who are more than ready for prime time. Your disability prevents you from doing pretty much any normal job right now.
Right.
But if this could be your job,
I could do it, and I would love to do it, and I have a passion for it that will never end.
By the way, you're looking at Zoe there. She is one of only 2 women piloting drones in these races. So women are competing against men here. This is an equal sport. It's also going to be very interesting for the spectators as well, because not only are they going to be able to see all these drones zipping around this course at 80 miles per hour, but they're also going to be able to see what the pilots are seeing. Their video feed is going to be broadcast on this Jumbotron. And I got to tell you, Gail, when you watch it, it's exactly like sitting in the pilot's seat.
10 seconds.
Carter, very cool stuff. Go, Lindsay. She's a badass. Thank you so much.